Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week. Today we are going back to the Husqvarna chain brake assembly. I know everybody's got one and everybody's had issues with them. It's one of the most common problems I see come into the shop. Now I did do a video on this previously about how you can disengage your chain brake if you took it off your chainsaw while it was engaged, and I will post that right here. But what I see a lot of times is customers come in and after they've pried it off their saw, they take the actual inside assembly and guts out and they have no idea how to put it back in. So today we're going over everything about this thing so you know how to fix it all by yourself to save you time, money, and frustration in the future. But before we jump into today's video, if you're a fan of saving time, money, and frustration while fixing your own small engine equipment with in-depth tutorials, you've come to the right place because that's what I do. I upload about 2 to 3 times a week, and if that sounds interesting, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, before we get into today's video, I have to give a huge thanks. Christmas came early to Chickanic, and this is amazing, and I can't believe that y'all did this, but thank you so much. I had some viewers, Sally and James Hilton, get onto my Amazon wish list, and they're thinking about my safety first. So that's amazing to me because, as y'all know, y'all get on to me about my safety. First thing they did, they sent me a pair of new work gloves. I mean, women's size. So the problem I've been having is, y'all see me and I don't have gloves on. At the shop, we buy these Grease Monkey gloves, and they're good for what they're worth. We buy them in bulk. And they're just too big. So I feel really awkward when I'm working on stuff. Like it's not good for what I use it for anyways with the small 2-cycle stuff. They also sent me some 50 vinyl gloves, which that's awesome. Latex and powder free. Gloves are expensive anymore. This wasn't even on my Amazon wish list. So thank you so much. That is so awesome of you. Last but not least, I know y'all see me and I'm working on stuff and I've got my specs on because I can't see anymore and y'all know this. So I now have safety glasses that are bifocal so I can actually see. I can see everything normal up front because I'm fine seeing far away. But that up close stuff, I got issues with it and I work on really small stuff. So having this bifocal, that's awesome. I've never had a pair of these and I can't wait to use them. So that's super cool. And look what else I got. Gerard Weissel, thank you so much. You got me the big red creeper chair with the tool tray and the 360 caster wheels. I know y'all have seen me outside working on stuff, sitting on the ground on a piece of cardboard. So this is gonna come in so handy. Thank you. You have no idea how awesome this is. Now, if you have like an Echo or a Steel, you don't have to worry about this because their chain brake system is inside the saw, and Husqvarna decided to put these on the outside along with some of the other saws that are made by the same manufacturer, which is like the Poulan and some of the Crafstmans and stuff like that. So today we are going to completely disassemble it and show you all the parts and makings and how to fix it all by yourself. But first, this thing's nasty. Let me go clean it up. That's good. All right, so make sure you're wearing safety glasses because this is spring loaded and you don't want anything flying into your face. So always safety first. We're going to go ahead and pull out our T20 torque and take out these 3 screws holding this cover on. Also, I had people ask about the tools that I use and where they can get them from. I will be creating an entire store where you can go in and find exactly what I use and how to get it for yourself. This particular set is a Wera ratchet, and it's set. It comes with the metrics, the Torx, and the Phillips, and it has an articulating head to get into all those easy, hard to get in spots that you need to, and it's awesome. I love it. It's my go-to tool for sure. All right, so if you had your chain brake engaged while you pried it off the side of your saw, it's gonna look sort of like this. Or if your chain brake broke because it was running engaged, a lot of times this back area right here will completely wear out and break right here. So I'll show you how you can change your chain brake out and we're gonna go into how you can put it all back together if you did take it apart. So now that we have the cover off, the spring is actually disengaged right now because it actually pushes this down and makes the spring tighter whenever the chain brake itself is disengaged. So it's a little easier to take this out, and we're just gonna pry this whole assembly out and it'll all come out as one pretty much piece. Once again, have your safety glasses on, and I usually hold just like a rag or something over it while I'm doing it. once we have that part out, there's just a little pin going through the end of the chain brake band. So we're just going to pry it up. All right, so you can see here, it's just a little pin that goes through the end of this. And that's what if you were going to change your chain brake out, you're gonna wanna put the pin in the new one. And let's see, it's got one, I think it's a T20 to take the rest of the band out. And then it just slides right off, just like that. It just slides in and out of that little area right there. So if you're changing your chain brake out because it's broken, that's how you do it. You take it apart like that and you're gonna put it back in just like you took it apart. In all the years I've been working on them, I have really maybe seen a spring break one time, so it would be odd if you had to change your spring out, but if you do, it just slips right back on the end here. All right, so when you go to put it back together, you have your chain brake and you need to know which way to put it back on. The side with the U is where the end is going to go back into it. So it sits in this channel on the other side. So you're just going to slip it through here, just like that. And you'll be able to put the screw right back in the top. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can try to put this spring back in, but really it's no fun if you put all this in first and you put the spring in last. It is a goober to try to get in there. So the way I do it, that I find is most simple, once we have our brake band in place, we put the spring down in its slot. I get everything over here, and actually I get a flathead, and if I get in right underneath this piece, there is a piece of plastic down there that you can sort of get a little lip of. And then I'm gonna bring this back over and get it back on this stud here. So I'm just gonna keep a hand on the spring, making sure it doesn't pop out while I get in here, and I'm gonna pry it back while I'm pressing down. Oop, came out. Hold on, one more time, one more try here. Get lined up there. And, oh, so close. There we go. On the stud. Okay. Now we gotta get back a little farther. Get everything down into the plastic while we're making sure to hold down on the spring because we don't want it popping out. Get this down a little more. Push everything down into its place. And pry back a little bit more on that. There we go. I'm still holding onto the spring until I get the side cover on just to make sure that everything doesn't fly out, but we do have everything down in its place, and that's how I do it. I don't know. Other people might like a different way to do it, but that seems the easiest for me to use that leverage right there on that little piece of plastic. So. All right, now that we have it all in its spot, we're going to replace the side cover. So after you have it all put back together and it's still going to be engaged, you're not going to be able to get it back on your saw until you disengage the brake band. So we are going to do like we did in the last video, this part right here that actually turns in this brake handle, we're going to put it close to being on the saw and in that part, but you're not going to be able to get it back around the sprocket. So just try to get it in there, and then once you've got it in there, you're just going to bring it back, and there you go. That's what you want to hear right there. See, now it's disengaged. So hopefully you didn't tear your entire side cover apart when you took it off your chainsaw with the chain brake engaged, but hey, now you know how to fix it all by yourself to save you time, money, and frustration in the future. Again, I have to give a huge thanks to James and Sally Hilton for all the things you bought off my Amazon wish list. You rock. Thank you so much. Also to Steven, you were my first official t-shirt order through Chickanic.com. You rock. You got a hoodie, a t-shirt, and a long sleeve shirt. Thank you so much. If you haven't checked out my Chickanic.com store yet, I am selling apparel. All shirts come with free Chickanic stickers, and I will be adding a lot of items in the near future. If you haven't found us at Facebook yet, find us at facebook.com/Chickanic and at Instagram, where you can find things I do not post on other social media at The Real Chickanic. Thanks again, and have a great day.